Hi guys, hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different, a little bit fun, Today we're gonna be ranking ship tropes from TV and movies. Something fun for the girls for the summertime, something sweet for the kids, okay? If your favorite trope or favorite ship or whatever is in here and I hate it, who am I? Who am I to you? Am I that fucking FBI? Like I'm J. Edgar Hoover? I'm gonna like bust into your house if I catch you reading enemies to lover fan fiction? Like, come on. Let's just all have fun, all right? Let's just all have fun. Yeah, but let's get into the gig. I have a screen recording right here and we'll get into it. Also, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but I have holes in my wall from getting drywall put in, okay? Which is a very expensive procedure. So it's the BBL of wall procedures.
They coming at the show with the new skin, with the new skin, with the new skin. To be the girl with the new skin, with the new skin.
Y'all, I be putting on perfume to film a YouTube video. Like, y'all cannot smell me. Let me explain the tiers to you, okay? The first tier is, this is in different areas.
See, this is not something they made. This is some professional, like, and this is in different areas. What the?
This is not no shit they just made. What I mean by that is like, this is not, God was in the room. When Shakespeare was just sitting and writing plays and stuff, God was in the room when he made this. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's the level of, it's very few of them that will ever reach that level. But many people can hope and many people can dream, but it is very few tropes that are good enough to truly say this is in different areas. God was in the room. Yeah, God was in the room. I might burst into tears, let me stop. The second tier, just a little bit below that, it says, makes me say slay unironically. So like, it slays. I'm like, yeah, this is a slay. And I don't care if that just made you cringe, because sometimes there's no other word for something. That's what that means. I'm gonna give you your 10s, okay? I'm gonna give you your things for that, because you ate, you chewed, okay? And after that, it gave what it was meant to give, which means it's not excellent, it's not terrible, but it does exactly what it says it's supposed to do, and then it leaves. After that, beautiful gowns.
Great gowns, beautiful
lovely
gowns.
gowns. I listen to singers. I rarely listen to people who cannot sing. That's what that says. You know, it's not harmful, but it's not beautiful gowns. You know, it looks nice, but it's not for me. And again, all of this is based on my personal opinion. So the tier after that is, you need to be in prison. Yeah, it's fictional, it's not real, whatever, freedom of speech, whatever, don't care, you need to be in prison. Don't care, you need to be in prison. Then the last tier says, I don't know her personally. I don't know her. I can't speak to her character, you know? Tropes, they have a certain essence to them. They have a certain something to them, you know? And if I just can't get a read on, if I have not seen it enough in practice and the things that I've watched to make a decisive call on it, I don't know her personally. We have some classes together, but we've never hung outside of school, you know? Okay, let's get into it. The very first one is best friend's brother. And to represent best friend's brother, I use Nathan and Haley from One Tree Hill. I don't know, it's something, best friend's brother is like a mix of like found family and like forbidden romance a little bit. It's just very excellent. Another really common example of this would be the kissing booth. That's the picture. I couldn't think of it when I was Googling it, but that's the picture I was gonna use. The kissing booth is like, that's what the whole series is based around. Her fucking her best friend's brother. Fucking is a crude word. I'm trying to stop cussing so much in videos, but her entering into a relationship with her best friend's brother. I'm gonna say it makes me say slay unironically. And the next one is kind of in the same vein. It's best friend's little sister. So for this example, I used Pilar and Felix from Love Victor, which is a show I've only watched through my Twitter timeline, which is something I've done for decades. So best friend's little sister, okay, here's the thing. No shades of Pilar and Felix, because I haven't watched the show, so I can't tell you anything about them, right? My examples of when I've seen this trope, it's usually been a little bit creepy. honestly. Like best friends, it's just kind of weird. Yeah, it's usually weird in reverse. I don't know. Not to be like a misogynist, but best friend's brother is miles better than best friend's sister. Sorry. It's not quite that they need to be in prison, but beautiful gowns. Lovely gowns. Next is it's the controversial one. Okay, it gets the people going, and that's gonna be best friends to lovers. Now for this example, I've used Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable, two people with eerily similar last names who end up getting together after spending most of the series just being friends and not even really having like romantic illusions. So here's the thing, I actually really fuck with Kim Possible and Unstoppable. I just talk shit about them for like 30 seconds, but yeah, that's my home, okay? Those are my people. Here's the thing, a lot of times best friends to lovers just kind of ends up like, oh, these two, a boy and a girl, right, are friends, and so obviously of course they're gonna start dating, even if they don't have any chemistry, even if it doesn't make sense in the plot of the show, they're just gonna start dating because men and women can't be friends. They have to fuck each other. They have to at least try fucking each other. Usually two best friends getting together is the end of a series, right? There's kind of two versions of this trope, and one of them is that like you should be friends with someone before you start dating them, which is the version that I like, which is where I think like Ron and Kim kind of lie, and also Nick and Jess from New Girl, I also think they're kind of in that realm of like being friends before you become lovers. And then the other half of this trope is just because you are friends, you should become lovers. And that's disgusting to me. That is, it has led to, if any of you have ever watched Girlfriends, I think my audience generally skews a little bit more colored. So I assume most of you have seen Girlfriends. But you know, when William and Joan got together and it was so fucking awkward and they didn't have any chemistry and it was just like what are we doing here? The problem with childhood best friends to lovers is that so often it relies completely on memories that you have not seen happen. So in childhood best friends to lovers, they're always like, oh, remember when we were in 3rd grade and you tripped, but then I picked you up and I put a bandage, and it's like, we didn't see any of that happen. You're just telling us that you guys are in love because you're such good friends, but like, there's no proof of that to me. You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of lazy, honestly. Because you can say that anything, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't like it. Maybe it's because of Ricky and Nene, and I'm not a big fan of them, y'all know that, but childhood best friends to lovers, prison, I fear. I went on a whole fucking tangent. I literally forgot I hadn't closed this one out. Friends to lovers, best friends to lovers. I'm gonna put that in, it gave what it was meant to give. I take it back, because when best friends to lovers is right, when someone does best friends to lovers right, oh yeah. Yeah. Especially when they're gay. Oh, especially when they're gay. Yeah. Next, the pictures of Liberty and JT from Degrassi, if you don't know them. And Liberty and JT are here representing for the death trope. Now, the death trope is when one half of a couple dies. Before they get together, after they get together, after they break up, after they fuck, whatever. Right before their kid is born. It's just when one half of a couple dies. There's another example of this in the OC, I think, but I've never seen that show. Again, I watch through the timeline sometimes, you know? It's not every day we're watching a teen drama from the 2000s. Death trope for me, you know, I'll say I don't know her. I don't know her personally. I would say that Liberty and JT, and I also have Cam and Maya here. Liberty and JT and Cam and Maya are pretty much, for me, gonna be the only examples of the death trope I can think of, and they're both from the same show, which is like a side note. So many people died at Degrassi, got stabbed or shot at Degrassi. I don't know why kids still go there. Okay, the next category is soulmate / destined to be together, and for that I used Belle and Edward. I can't remember exactly what happened in Twilight. It was such a blur. Like it was such a blur for me, but I'm pretty sure Bella and Edward were destined to be together. Or there was a quote about them being destined to be together, soulmates, etc. That kind of like there's some other mystical force, right? That is telling us we are soulmates, we belong together. That's what this is referring to. Prison. I like when people choose each other. I like when people fall in love. As I've gotten older, I've really learned to appreciate just the beauty in two people choosing to be in love with each other. And so taking their agency away, just being like, oh, someone told us we're supposed to love each other. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Prison. But I actually do like Bella and Edward. I think they're very entertaining. We're gonna get into a touchy subject. We're gonna get into a sore spot for some people, and that's gonna be enemies to lovers. Nobody jump me, okay? The example is Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy, which is like, even though he was not the best, they didn't like each other. It was mutual dislike. It wasn't like one person was abusing the other. They were two grown-ass people with strong opinions about things who just did not get along. I can appreciate that. But as you have probably guessed from the way I explained their relationship, abuse, no, sorry. Even fictional, no. It's a no for me. Also, very common with gay people is bully to lover, which is similar to enemy to lovers, so I didn't give it like its own category. But that's basically where the person who bullied you becomes like your boyfriend, your girlfriend. It's very common with gay people because people think that a character being homophobic and then coming out and saying, actually the reason I was homophobic is because I was gay, is like revolutionary, and that it's so clever to say that all homophobic people are secretly gay, when in fact a lot of homophobic people are just fucking homophobic and they hate gay people because we live in a society that raises people to be homophobic. Sorry. Yeah, there's like the abuse, the bully to that, all of that. Prison. When I was like 8 on fanfiction.net, enemies to lovers was really my thing. But as I've gotten older, I've really started to appreciate just like people being gentle with each other and being very loving to each other. And then I feel like if I really like a character, why do I want them in a relationship where they are being treated poorly? And I'm not making moral judgments on people who like this trope. I'm just saying for me personally, right? This used to be my shit. And so for that reason, it won't quite be prison. Okay? We'll put it in beautiful gowns, lovely gowns. Then we have exes to lovers, and I used Brooke and Lucas from One Tree Hill for that because they were always breaking up. I really didn't finish One Tree Hill. I didn't even get to the part where he leaves, so I don't know what happened to them, really. But I know that they don't end up together. I know that much. So we used to date, we broke up, and then it can be 20 years later, it can be 2 years later. We could have gone through a whole divorce, doesn't matter. Eventually we end up falling back in love and getting back together. Immediately, this is in different areas. It's not about this ship specifically. I'm just very obsessed with looking back on the past and kind of looking towards the future at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. Or like people having like a history beforehand. And I think it's different than childhood friends to lovers because it's not a history about this is how much I loved you. It's about like, this is all the shit we did wrong so we couldn't stay together. Like it's like angst. Like, and usually with like exes to lovers, there's like one big incident that happened that means that they can't be together anymore. For Brooke and Lucas, it's Lucas cheated on her, I'm pretty sure, with Peyton for the 12th time. And then they have to like work through that. They have to like gain trust back. It's in different areas. It's not just here. You understand what I'm saying? It's here and it's here and it's here. And there's a cameraman and there is a gimbal and there is sets being built. There is lots being leased out. It is in different areas. Fake dating is next, and of course I had to use Laura Jean and Peter for this. They are probably the most classic recent example of this. I like it. I liked it more when I was younger, but I still like it. Two people having a lie together. I love that. I love cons, I don't know. But I like it more when it's a little bit, it's always gonna be corny because it's kind of so far-fetched. So it's always gonna be a little bit corny in that regard. But I like it when it's like cute corny, like Laura Jean and Peter, and it's not like I can't watch this corny, the Hallmark Christmas movies, so. But just the excellence of Peter and Laura Jean, I think. I'm gonna say it makes me say slay unironically. Next is First Loves, and for that I used Aang and Katara. Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. Bad would be you need to go to prison. It's just that I'm so over people marrying someone they met their first day of high school. I'm really over people marrying their best friend from middle school who they've been with their whole lives. Often they will deal with that, like after they get into a relationship and time goes on, they'll deal with like, I feel like I'm changing so much, blah, blah, blah. And they'll have relationship problems in that regard, but it's just not enough to make me interested in it. Yeah, I just don't like that. I just don't. I'm very over that. Most people don't marry people they date in high school, much less middle school or elementary school. Yes, it can happen. It's not very likely. Most people don't talk to people that they dated in fucking middle school. Next is Forbidden Romance. And for that picture, I used Brokeback Mountain. Forbidden Romance, you know, it's usually gay people. Gonna be honest, it's usually gay people. But it can also be like interracial love, and sometimes it's like class, sometimes it's like two completely made up, like Romeo and Juliet, but I'm using them for something else, so that's why they're not this. I like it sometimes, you know, then it just doesn't speak to me. It's not that there's anything wrong with it, it just doesn't really speak to me. But when it is done as well as Brokeback Mountain, when it's, you know, a good gay romp, I really like it. So next we had Connor and Oliver. It's been like an hour since I filmed the other part of this video, but who cares? Friends with benefits, friends with benefits. Okay, and this is usually more so in movies than TV shows. It's so predictable though. It's like, we're gonna meet, we're gonna have sex, we're gonna not feel anything, but inevitably one of us is gonna like the other one's gonna be like no, and then the one who was like no, the one who liked you first is gonna move on, and the one who was like no is gonna be like, but wait, I love you. I don't just want to fuck you. It's so predictable, but it can be excellent. Therefore, it gave what it meant to give. It was everything it needed to be. It is never terrible. It is really never exceptional. It comes, it does what it said it was going to do, and it leaves. Next is Love at First Sight, which is Romeo and Juliet. I used it for that.
That doesn't make no sense.
I don't know her personally. I can't speak to her. It's not super common anymore. And secondly, it's just like, it kind of gets like a manic pixie dream girl situation most of the time. Like you're just projecting a bunch of shit onto this one person. I don't really believe in love at first sight. I believe that you can see someone and understand you have a great capacity to be in love with them. But to see someone and actually be like, you're my soulmate, I love you immediately, I don't know her. I can't speak to her personally. Okay, this next one is kind of different than the other tropes because it's more about like the character, the way they act, as opposed to what happened in the course of the show or the movie, whatever. But it's mean person, soft person, and I use Tylee and Azula. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in different areas. It's not just here, but it's in different areas. It's just gives. I don't know what's in different areas. It's in different areas. Stop it, it'll bring me to tears. The next two are like the same thing, and they're kind of a split of the same trope. So this one with Tiana and Naveen, that's for girl, rich boy, right? Tiana and Naveen, I love them. I love this trope for them. In general though, I'm gonna have to say, it just makes me say slay ironically, which is still up there. It's still up there, but it's not quite in different areas. When it's like for a girl and she's like, no, I don't want any gifts, I don't want anything from you. It's like when Tiana does it, excellent. When everyone else does it, it's like, are you stupid? Use your brain. Use your brain.
You, are you dumb?
Very like, I'm not like other girls, blah blah blah. Now this one, which is Pretty Woman, but it's specifically when the boy spoils the girl with his riches. Obviously in this movie it's prostitution, but like, you know, it exists in other forms as well. I don't think it's in their teens. Yeah, their teens and their 20s. Because Pretty Woman is an excellent film. Excellent film. Poor boy, rich girl, prison. Because the poor boys are always incels. I do like when Dan and Blair were together, I did like that a little bit. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was a good video for you. It's gonna take me forever to edit because I was talking about nothing the whole time. But tell me if you guys like videos like this and we'll get into it. We'll get into the skit. I don't really know what I'm doing with this channel, but honestly, I feel like it takes me so long to put out videos because I just overthink everything I think of. And it's just like, okay, when I feel like I have the energy, the time, and the excitement to do video essays, that's what I'll do. But when I just want to do this, I'm just gonna do this and no one's gonna whip my ass for it. So, and also, are you guys really into the theme of me having a new hairstyle every time I go on camera? I love this ponytail. I think I look so stinking cute. So stinking cute. I'm about to start saying that. Bye.